Did you know that the very objects resting beside your pillow could be the reason you're waking up groggy, anxious, or even unsafe? Most seniors never think about it, yet what you keep by your bed quietly shapes your health, your wealth, and even your peace of mind. It's not about whether your room looks tidy or messy. This is about how safe you are when you reach for something at 2 a.m., how calmly you drift off to sleep at night, and how much dignity you feel when you wake up in the morning. Think about it. Your bedroom is supposed to be the one place where you feel secure. But for many older adults, the nightstand has become a storage box of what ifs and just-in-case items, medicines, valuables, snacks, electronics, and each of them can come with risks we rarely consider. A small mistake, like mixing the wrong pill or tripping over something left too close to the bed, can turn comfort into chaos in an instant. Your health is shaped by what surrounds you at night. That bottle of old pills, the glowing screen charging inches from your face, the heavy glass ornament waiting to tip over, they aren't harmless. They disturb your sleep, heighten your stress, and in some cases, create real danger. Your wealth is influenced too. Loose cash or valuables near the bed don't bring security, they bring worry and restless nights. And your peace of mind? It's stolen when you lie down surrounded by reminders of clutter, risk, or fear instead of calm. This is why it's time to look at the bedroom differently. Your nights should be free from silent dangers. Your mornings should begin with clarity, not clutter. Every item you choose to keep beside you carries energy, either peace or disturbance. Once you see these items for what they truly are, you'll realize how powerful a small change can be. Removing even one of them can restore calm, protect your health, and give you back the deep rest you deserve. And before we dive in, here's a quick favor. If this already makes you stop and think, tap that like button. It tells YouTube this kind of content matters to seniors like us, and it helps more people over 60 discover ways to make their homes safer, their nights calmer, and their lives freer. Alaric Monroe was 71 years old, a retired farmer from the rolling fields of Kentucky. For most of his life, he had lived by the rhythm of the land, waking before sunrise, working long hours, and resting his tired body each night with the satisfaction of a hard day's labor. But when retirement came, his nights began to feel heavier. Sleep no longer brought him the same peace. Instead, he often found himself tossing and turning, waking up groggy and weighed down by a strange fatigue that seemed to follow him into the morning light. His family thought it was just age catching up with him, but Alaric felt something deeper, a constant unease that never seemed to fade. The truth revealed itself one night when a simple trip to the bathroom ended in disaster. He reached for the familiar items stacked near his bed, a half-used pill bottle, a glass of water, and a flashlight that hadn't worked in years. In the clutter of reaching and stumbling, he caught his foot on a pair of shoes he had tucked under his nightstand. In a split second, Alaric was on the floor, his hip throbbing with pain, his dignity shaken. Thankfully, nothing was broken, but the fall left more than bruises. It left him with fear that his safe place was no longer safe. That's when he began to notice the truth. His bedroom was no longer a sanctuary. It was a storage space filled with risks he hadn't questioned. Old medicines cluttered the drawer, electronic cords tangled across the floor, heavy trinkets sat on the nightstand, and snacks lay within arm's reach. To Alaric, these things were harmless, even comforting, reminders of his independence, his habits, his history. But in reality, they were silent hazards. He thought he was surrounded by comfort. Instead, his bedroom was a collection of hidden risks. Alaric's story is not unique. It mirrors the reality of so many seniors who believe the things closest to them are harmless, when in fact, they are obstacles standing in the way of safety, health, and peace. His turning point became a lesson. Sometimes, the first step to freedom isn't what you add to your life, it's what you're finally willing to remove. Item 1. Expired or extra medications. For many seniors, keeping a small cluster of pill bottles on the nightstand feels like common sense. It's about convenience. If you wake up in the middle of the night with discomfort, or if you need to take your morning pill right when you open your eyes, everything is within reach. But what feels like convenience can actually be one of the most dangerous habits inside the bedroom. Expired medications, or bottles that look nearly identical, create confusion in the dark. When you're half awake and reaching blindly, it's easy to grab the wrong one. And for older adults, even one extra dose or a single mix-up can trigger dizziness, a fall, or even a trip to the hospital. Alaric Monroe, the retired farmer, learned this lesson the hard way. He used to keep not just his current prescriptions by his bed, but also older bottles he never threw away, just in case. One night, he accidentally swallowed an outdated pain pill instead of his blood pressure medication. Within an hour, he felt lightheaded and unsteady, stumbling on his way to the bathroom. The incident shook him deeply. He realized that what he thought was a safety net was really a hidden danger. Beyond the physical risk, there's also the emotional toll. Seeing a cluttered pile of pill bottles every time you lie down is a nightly reminder of illness. It can make the bedroom feel less like a place of rest and more like a hospital ward. That constant reminder steals peace of mind, replacing calm with stress. Peace doesn't come from keeping every bottle within reach. It comes from clarity, order, and knowing that what's beside you is exactly what you need, nothing more. The solution isn't complicated. Keep only the medicine you actually use today, store it in a clearly labeled weekly pill organizer, and place older or extra bottles in a safe cabinet outside the bedroom. This one small step can reduce mistakes, restore calm, and turn your nightstand from a cluttered risk zone into a true place of rest. Do you keep old medicine by your bed just in case? Tell us below. Your story might help someone else realize it's time to clear the clutter for health and peace. Item 2. Loose cash or coin jars. For many seniors, keeping a little cash near the bed feels like a smart habit. Maybe it's for emergencies, or just the comfort of knowing a few bills or coins are within reach. In the past, it even made sense. A farmer might keep a tin of coins nearby, or a worker might place their week's pay in a jar before taking it to the bank. But today, that same habit does more harm than good, especially when it comes to sleep and peace of mind. At night, money doesn't bring comfort, it brings worry. Having visible cash or coin jars beside the bed triggers subtle stress, even when you don't realize it. There's always that quiet thought, what if it goes missing? What if someone finds it? Did I put too much there? Instead of falling asleep in peace, your mind carries financial unease into your dreams. And the truth is, those worries don't protect you, they weigh you down. Alaric, the retired farmer, used to keep a coffee tin filled with loose coins by his bed. For him, it was a small piece of tradition, something his father always did. But over time, it stopped being reassuring. He noticed himself checking it at night, shaking it to hear the sound, and feeling a pang of anxiety when it seemed lighter. That nightly stress didn't protect his wealth, it robbed him of rest. When he finally moved the tin to a locked cabinet in another room, he said he slept more soundly, almost as if he had removed a burden he didn't even know he was carrying. True wealth isn't in the coins by your pillow. It's in a calm night's sleep, a mind free from restless thoughts, and a heart that isn't worried about what's sitting inches from your head. If you want to keep emergency cash, place it in a safe spot away from the bed. You'll not only protect your money better, you'll also protect your peace. Do you keep coins or cash close to your bed at night? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might help another senior realize it's time to trade worry for restful sleep. Item 3. Stashes of midnight snacks. For many older adults, keeping a few snacks near the bed feels like a harmless comfort. Maybe it's a tin of cookies, a handful of crackers, or even a small candy dish tucked away in the nightstand. It seems practical. If hunger strikes in the middle of the night, you don't have to shuffle through the house. But what feels like comfort in the moment often turns into one of the biggest enemies of restful sleep and overall health. Crumbs, no matter how small, attract pests. Ants, roaches, and even mice are drawn to bedrooms when food becomes a habit there. For someone already dealing with allergies or breathing issues, this can make the bedroom an unhealthy environment. But beyond pests, the real danger lies in how snacks affect the body. Sugary treats or salty bites eaten right before or during sleep cause blood sugar spikes, digestive discomfort, and restless tossing. Instead of letting your body fully recharge, late-night snacks force it to keep working, leaving you sluggish by morning. Alaric, the retired farmer, learned this firsthand. He kept a cookie tin by his bed, filled with homemade sweets. At first, it was a source of comfort, a sweet bite before sleep. But soon he noticed restless nights, strange dreams, and mornings where he woke up with a heavy stomach instead of refreshed energy. One night, he even found crumbs in the sheets, a reminder that his comfort habit was slowly turning sour. When he removed the cookie tin and replaced it with a glass of water instead, his sleep became deeper and his mornings clearer. The emotional truth is this: food by the bed doesn't soothe you, it steals from you. It steals rest, it steals peace, and in the long run, it can steal health. If late-night hunger is a real issue, try keeping healthy alternatives in the kitchen, like fruit or a small bowl of oatmeal, but never right beside the pillow. Do you ever reach for snacks in the middle of the night? Share your story in the comments. You may find that others are wrestling with the same habit and searching for better rest. Item 4. Phones and tablets charging overnight. For many seniors today, the phone or tablet has quietly taken the place of the alarm clock, the photo album, even the bedtime book. It feels natural to keep it close. After all, what if there's an emergency call in the night, or a grandchild sends a message before bed? But what starts as convenience quickly becomes one of the most damaging habits for sleep, health, and even safety. Charging electronics overnight, inches from your pillow, comes with more risks than benefits. The first hidden danger is light. The glow from screens, even the smallest notification, is filled with blue light. This light tells your brain to stay awake, tricking it into thinking it's still daytime. For seniors, who already struggle with changes in natural sleep cycles, that small glow can mean hours of restless tossing. And it's not just about the light. Having a phone within arm's reach tempts you into late scrolling, news checking, or game playing when you should be winding down. A quick look at the screen easily becomes 30 minutes of lost rest. The second danger is physical safety. Old cords, overheating chargers, and overworked batteries can spark fires, and most seniors charge devices right on wooden nightstands or near fabric bedding. A single short circuit could become a nightmare in the middle of the night. Fire departments have reported increasing cases where phone chargers were the culprit, and older homes with outdated wiring are at even higher risk. Alaric learned this after a scare of his own. One evening, his phone buzzed on the nightstand, pulling him from half-sleep. He fumbled for it, tangled in the charging cord, and nearly pulled a lamp crashing down. That was his wake-up call, not from the phone, but from reality. He decided to make his bedroom a no-phone zone, moving chargers into the living room. At first it felt strange, even uncomfortable, but within weeks he noticed he was falling asleep faster, staying asleep longer, and waking up less anxious. This small shift is now a growing trend among seniors, creating tech-free bedrooms. Instead of cluttering the bedside with glowing screens, many are returning to simple clocks, books, or nothing at all. The reward is priceless: deeper rest, fewer distractions, and safer nights. Do you still keep your phone or tablet charging right by your bed? Share your thoughts in the comments. You may inspire someone else to reclaim their peace by creating a no-phone zone tonight. Item 5. Jewelry boxes or valuables. It may feel natural to keep jewelry boxes, wallets, or even treasured heirlooms within arm's reach at night. For many seniors, it's a habit rooted in protection, the idea that if valuables are nearby, they are safe. After all, who wants to leave precious rings, watches, or old family keepsakes in another room where they could be forgotten or stolen? Yet this habit, though well-meaning, often has the opposite effect. Instead of creating a sense of security, keeping valuables beside the bed quietly fuels worry, tension, and restless nights. Every time your eyes fall on that jewelry box before bed, it sends subtle reminders. What if someone breaks in? What if I misplace this? What if it goes missing? Instead of drifting into sleep, your mind circles around fear. That fear lingers, sometimes even surfacing in dreams or restless waking. The truth is, valuables stored at the bedside don't prevent loss. They create the constant feeling of loss waiting to happen. Alaric Monroe once kept his late wife's wedding ring in a small box on his nightstand. To him, it was a comfort, a way of keeping her memory close. But over time, the box became a symbol of stress. Every time he woke in the night, he checked to make sure it was still there. He caught himself opening it before sleep, almost guarding it instead of resting. Eventually, his daughter suggested he place the ring in a small safe in another room, where it was protected but no longer weighing on his nightly peace. Alaric admitted later that he finally felt relief, realizing that keeping the memory didn't require keeping the object within reach. Your treasures deserve safety. Your mind deserves rest. Moving jewelry boxes or valuables out of the bedroom doesn't diminish their worth. It protects both the items and your well-being. A small home safe, a locked drawer, or even a hidden spot outside the bedroom can guard valuables far better than a nightstand ever could. And more importantly, your bedroom transforms from a place of quiet worry into a true sanctuary of calm. Do you keep valuables close to your bed at night? Share your perspective in the comments. You may find that letting go of this habit is the key to finally resting without fear. Item 6. Candles, incense burners, or oil lamps. There is something timeless and comforting about the soft glow of a candle, the gentle fragrance of incense, or the warm flicker of an oil lamp. For many seniors, these items bring back memories of evenings spent in quiet reflection, romantic dinners, or even times before electricity when such light was a necessity. It feels natural to keep them close by the bed, ready to create an atmosphere of calm. But as soothing as they appear, they are also among the most dangerous objects to keep near where you sleep. A candle's flame doesn't care if you've dozed off. One forgotten wick, one curtain caught in a draught, or one slip of fabric too close to the fire can turn comfort into disaster. Bedrooms are full of flammable materials, sheets, blankets, curtains, rugs, and they can ignite within seconds. For older adults whose reflexes are slower or whose mobility is limited, escaping a fire started by a bedside flame may be nearly impossible. Fire departments across the country report that unattended candles remain a leading cause of house fires, and sadly, seniors are among the most at risk. But beyond the obvious fire hazard, there's an emotional weight these items carry. An unfinished candle, one that burns halfway and is blown out night after night, often mirrors unfinished worries. It sits there as a silent reminder of something left unresolved. Instead of peace, it can stir restlessness, a sense that the night is not truly complete. What feels like ambience can sometimes become a trigger for unease. Alaric discovered this after nearly falling asleep one night while a candle burned on his nightstand. The flame had melted the wax close to the edge, and when he awoke, the wax had spilled dangerously close to his wooden table. It was the moment he realized that no amount of calm atmosphere was worth the risk. He replaced the candles with a small battery-powered lantern that gave off a soft glow without the danger. He found he could still enjoy the comfort of warm light without sacrificing safety. True rest does not require flame. Your bedroom should be a place where you can release your worries, not add to them. If you love the glow of a candle or the scent of incense, enjoy it earlier in the evening, in a safe space away from the bed, and always make sure it's completely extinguished before sleep. Do you still keep candles or incense by your bed? Share your experiences in the comments. Your story might help someone else see that peace can come from safety, not risk. Item 7. Heavy or breakable decor. It's easy to understand why so many seniors keep decorative items close to their beds. A vase filled with silk flowers, a marble clock that once sat in the family living room, or a porcelain figurine given as a gift decades ago. These objects hold memories, beauty, and a sense of connection to loved ones and times gone by. In the daylight, they look harmless, even comforting. But at night, especially in the vulnerable hours when you're half asleep, these items can quickly turn into hazards. Heavy or breakable objects don't belong beside the bed because one accidental movement is all it takes for them to fall. A quick reach for your glasses, a sudden shift in blankets, or even a small tremor from setting something else down can send them tumbling. A glass vase can shatter into sharp edges, a marble clock can bruise or cut, and ceramics can break into shards that are almost impossible to clean out of carpet. For someone with thinner skin, slower reflexes, or balance issues, one broken item can lead to serious injury. Alaric had this experience with an old ceramic lamp his wife adored. It had sat on his nightstand for years, and he never questioned it. One evening, as he reached to turn it off, his arm brushed against it too hard. The lamp toppled, hitting the floor and shattering into dozens of jagged pieces. Cleaning it up barefoot in the middle of the night was not only frustrating, it was dangerous. It left him shaken, realizing how close he had come to cutting himself badly. That lamp held memories, but the memory wasn't worth the risk. There's also an emotional side that's easy to overlook. Keeping fragile heirlooms right next to you at night can stir subconscious worry. Even if you don't think about it, part of your mind knows the item could break at any moment. Instead of adding peace, it adds tension. Your memories don't belong in falling objects. They belong in your heart, in your mind, and in safer places where they can be admired during the day without threatening your rest at night. If you love these keepsakes, display them in a safe area, on a shelf, in a glass cabinet, or in the living room where they can be appreciated. By moving them away from the bedside, you protect both the item and yourself. You create space where peace and safety replace risk. Do you keep fragile or heavy items by your bed? Share your story in the comments. You may inspire someone else to create a safer, calmer bedroom where beauty and memories still shine, without adding danger to the night. Item 8. Dusty rugs or extra throw pillows. Bedrooms are meant to be places of rest and renewal, but for many seniors, the very objects meant to add comfort and beauty are quietly working against health and safety. Dusty rugs and piles of extra throw pillows may look cozy in the daylight, but at night they turn into silent intruders, interfering with clear breathing, peaceful sleep, and safe movement. What feels like decoration or convenience is, in reality, another hidden barrier to health, wealth, and peace. Dust collects quickly in rugs, especially those placed near or beside the bed. Each step, each shuffle, stirs tiny particles into the air. For seniors dealing with asthma, allergies, or other respiratory challenges, those particles make breathing harder at night, triggering coughs, congestion, and restless sleep. Even worse, rugs become easy hiding spots for dust mites, microscopic pests that thrive in fabric and irritate the lungs. Instead of a restful bedroom, the space becomes a breeding ground for discomfort. And because seniors often spend more time indoors, the impact is multiplied. Throw pillows can be just as problematic. They look stylish and inviting, but once bedtime comes, they end up stacked in corners, tossed on the floor, or left crowding the bed. In the middle of the night, those same pillows become trip hazards. One stumble over a pile of fabric can mean a serious fall, and for older adults, falls are among the greatest threats to independence and safety. What was meant to add beauty becomes a silent danger waiting for the wrong step. Alaric once had 4 decorative pillows lined across his bed. He admitted that while they looked nice, they served no real purpose beyond adding clutter. One night, as he rose half awake, his foot caught on a pillow he had dropped on the floor, and he nearly fell. That moment forced him to ask, were these items adding comfort, or were they stealing it? He removed them, kept only the essentials, and found his bedroom felt lighter, cleaner, and safer. The emotional truth is simple: clear air and open floor space equal freedom to move safely. A bedroom stripped of unnecessary fabric clutter breathes easier and feels calmer. Instead of being surrounded by dust and obstacles, you surround yourself with simplicity, safety, and peace. Do you keep extra rugs or pillows by your bed? Share your experience in the comments. Your insight might encourage another senior to create the open, breathable space their body and spirit truly need. Item 9. Old glasses, hearing aids, or outdated devices. It's common for seniors to keep old pairs of glasses, outdated hearing aids, or even broken medical devices tucked away in the drawer beside the bed. Sometimes it's out of habit, just in case I need them. Other times it's sentimental, a quiet reminder of past years. But here's the hidden truth: these items don't offer comfort. They whisper decline, reminding you of what's been lost rather than supporting who you are today. Instead of creating peace, they surround you with subtle reminders of aging and limitation. Think about what happens when you open that drawer before bed. You see the scratched lenses of glasses you no longer use, or the hearing aid that never worked quite right. Instead of feeling calm, you're reminded of frustrations, headaches from poor vision, embarrassment from missed conversations, or money wasted on devices that no longer serve you. Night after night, that emotional weight builds, quietly stealing rest. The bedroom, a place meant for renewal, becomes a museum of old struggles. Alaric once kept 3 pairs of outdated glasses in his nightstand. He told himself it was practical. If my new ones break, I'll have a backup. But every time he saw them, he felt frustration. The scratched lenses reminded him of long nights squinting to read. One pair even triggered memories of the time he fell in the barn because he couldn't see clearly. Finally, his daughter convinced him to donate one pair and recycle the rest. He admitted that after letting them go, the drawer felt lighter, and so did he. The same is true for hearing aids and outdated gadgets. A broken device tucked away at your bedside doesn't serve you. It only reinforces the idea of decline. Out with what weakens your spirit, in with what strengthens today. Keep only the tools that truly help you live fully in the present, the glasses that give you clear sight, the hearing aid that lets you catch every word of a grandchild's laughter, the devices that work and bring you independence. Everything else belongs in the past, not by your bed. Do you keep old glasses, hearing aids, or unused devices by your bed? Share your story in the comments. You may inspire another senior to let go of yesterday's burdens and embrace today's strength. Resolution and transformation. When Alaric finally made the choice to clear these 9 items from his bedside, the difference was almost immediate. The clutter that once surrounded him at night was gone, and in its place was simplicity. His nights, once restless and heavy, became calmer. He stopped waking up groggy, his mind no longer distracted by piles of objects whispering worry. His sleep grew deeper, and for the first time in years, he woke with a sense of peace instead of anxiety. His family noticed too. They no longer feared he would trip over something in the dark or confuse a bottle of pills in half-sleep. They breathed easier knowing he was safer, and Alaric himself began to feel the freedom that comes when a bedroom finally returns to being a sanctuary, not a storage space. This transformation wasn't about minimalism for the sake of neatness. It was about health, wealth, and peace. By removing expired medications, he removed the risk of dangerous mistakes. By moving cash and valuables out of sight, he removed the subtle anxiety that stole his rest. By letting go of snacks, breakable decor, outdated gadgets, and dusty clutter, he protected his body, his mind, and his future. Each small step was a choice to put safety and dignity first. The result was not emptiness, but freedom, the freedom to breathe easily, move safely, and rest without fear. And that is the real takeaway. Decluttering your bedside isn't about losing comfort. It's about gaining the 3 things every senior deserves most: health for the body, peace for the mind, and freedom for the spirit. Every item you move away from your bed is one more step toward a healthier, safer, and freer life. Start small. Remove just one thing tonight, and notice the difference in how your room feels. Let it be a reminder that change doesn't require big sacrifices, only small, thoughtful choices. If this helped you, hit like, share with a friend over 60, and subscribe to Wise Aging Seniors, because every senior deserves a bedroom that heals, not harms.